Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. Yeah, I know y'all like, wait a minute, review on the Thursday to what, 4:30 Central Time. I don't know where every time frame you guys are at. It's snowing like crazy out here, so I'm out on the road right now, so I'm able to chill. I didn't do one last night because I got in extra late, so I just watched the show. Everybody and their mother's mama said that this episode was an excellent wrestling episode. Can I agree to that? I will agree. However, for me, this was only a decent episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And due to the ratings I said, man, maybe Cody was. The news about Cody must have spread broad, and 300,000 some fans of his said, we ain't watching the show. AEW took a massive hit in the ratings. It was 896 or 869 or something like that, 869,000. But it was a great wrestling show. Wrestling wise, great wrestling show. But outside of that, this show kind of had some issues. I'm going to talk about the overbooking that I see TK constantly doing. Um, like I said, Revolution is like what, 2 weeks away? Now there's a lot of people that's excited. I'm still neutral. I'm very neutral about what I'm about to see. Um, we'll go for that. I'll explain myself as we move on. But let me go ahead and give my take again. So, as we sit here a couple of days, actually, almost a week removed from the whole city. It's not really a full week, but like almost a week removed from Cody's situation. It's a lot of speculation going on right now. Most of the IWC believe that this man is on his way to the E. Well, there's still a few that think that this might just be a inside work, and all the dirt sheets and everybody that's involved is just playing along. Even TK, the fact that they reached out to the American Heart Association and Culture Club and all these other organizations, they told Turner, they told, who knows, they probably said something to Vince and them. There's people think like, hey, we're gonna play this thing out, we're gonna play it. Now, until this man shows up on WWE television, you can speculate that this could possibly be a work. You can speculate. But as of right now, Cody Rhodes is heading to WWE until further notice. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, we open up the show with these two. Actually, no, take it back. No, we open up the show with Mr. CM Punk. CM Punk is sitting in the ring Indian style. And he cuts this long promo talking about how MJF is nothing more than a punk kid and all of this, and he might have beat me twice and all that. So, but because I beat his two cronies, which is FTR, with the help of John Moxley, I get to pick the match that we're going to have. And he started founding around with a doggone dog collar and everything. Now, this will be this. I think that, I still haven't seen Cody versus the late Brody Lee's dog collar match. So, technically, now I thought Dustin had a dog collar match, but that was a cowbell match. I thought that was the dog collar match. I want to say this is the third dog collar match that we get ready to get. Apparently, Cody Rhodes has never won in this matchup. So he talking, he belly aching, going on and on and on and on. MJF comes out, and as he comes out, he looked like he ready to say something. And the fans was already calling him an a-hole and everything. CM Punk pulls that old picture that's been going all over the place. It's the picture of him and MJF from way back in the day. MJF looked like a little goofy kid, looked real goofy. CM Punk was young himself, and from that picture alone, I knew that somewhere down the line they was gonna have to use this in the feud. MJF really could say nothing. He looked like he was gonna start whimpering. He didn't say anything. MJF, for the first time, didn't say nothing. When he could have been, just going off, he said, "No, I really have not. I don't have anything to say." He had nothing to say, but he looked like he just didn't know what to say. The fact that all of this is just CM Punk having a grand time and MJF enjoying himself because the fact that this is his idol. The picture itself explains that this is his homeboy from way back in the day, or a fan. He's been a fan of CM Punk forever. And the fact that he's in this long drawn out feud, and obviously he's getting the upper hand because he's already defeated him twice. So you can constantly say this is the third matchup. Even though this is the second matchup, this is the third time, quote unquote, that they will be facing each other. But it's going to be in a dog collar match. I'm looking forward to this, but listen, we already know MJF must go over. It's no question. No question. CM Punk does not need to win this match at all. My question is, what is CM Punk going to do to make MJF look even stronger than what he is right now? Because obviously MJF just been looking like a straight up punk. But that's his gimmick. His gimmick is, I'm going to continue to cheat to win to get what I want to be. This is all in the brilliance of CM Punk. Like I say, a decent promo. I've heard better from CM Punk. They were live in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville crowd. A lot of people say the Nashville crowd was kind of hot last night. I'll say yeah. So do they deserve a pay-per-view? I gotta see them one more time. If we come back around here, maybe in a couple more months, we come back to Nashville and the crowd is just as hot, then I can agree, because I've seen some folks say that Nashville deserves their own pay-per-view. We'll see about that. So, that's that. We get to... Oh, right before this, we got... before we get to the first match, was Bryan versus Lee Moriarty. We got Tony Schiavone in the back talking with Jurassic Express, Christian Cage, Lucha, and Jungle Boy. And they announced that we're going to have a triple threat tag team match that will be taking place at Revolution. Now, I'm sitting up and saying to myself, well, there's really no build, because now we're only going to use 2 weeks, because this week I think it's two battle royals that we have. We're having 2 different type of battle royals or something like that. This is one of my pet peeves about TK. This fool continues, and he loves it. He has to get every clown on the show. This fool needs to learn. You don't need to put every clown on the show. You don't, man. I don't understand this clown. Why? Bro, why do you have to put every fool on the show? You do not. Because I wouldn't even think. I'm like, we already going to get a triple threat with the TNT title match. I'm like this. If it called for it, if the tag team scene had that much beef going on, where you seen all these tag team groups beefing over where they want to go because they want those AEW tag team titles, then yeah, it calls for it. This is just a lazy way of, let me throw every clown on the show. I don't like it. I don't really like it. I don't care for it. But it is what it is, man. So we get this matchup now. Everybody was clamoring for this match. They wanted to see it. They said it's going to be excellent. It's going to be great. I heard people say that this was Lee Moriarty's best match. I disagree. I still think the matchup he had with CM Punk was 1,000% better. All this was just for the politician, everybody's favorite politician, to get the best of Lee Moriarty. And was the match good? Yeah, it was a good match. But I still prefer Lee versus CM Punk. I think CM Punk versus Lee got Lee over a little bit more than this did. All this did was just Bryan just beat the snot out of Lee until he put him to bed. That's what I seen. I didn't see nothing else. I watched it carefully, and all it did was just showcase, hey, I'm America's #1 politician, and I'm putting this guy to bed. And that's exactly what he did. Lee Moriarty. Now, here's the deal about Lee. Lee is an excellent wrestler. I'm still want to know what his character is. And see, this is the area that AEW is going to have to figure out when it comes to the black talent. Because I told you, do not give us coon gimmicks. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him. Look, I see him a little bit. He kind of be doing a little. I don't want to call it. I don't want to say he's shucking and jiving, but I see him when he be looking like he want to start, kicking the legs out and I'm like, I'm like, bruh, I don't want you to turn into a buck dancer. I don't want to see it. I want us to be regular. I just want us to be us without the buck dancing. I'm going to watch this young man, and I'm going to see what type of character does he develop into as we move forward with this young man, because this young man can go. He can wrestle. But my thing about him is, what are they going to do about his character? I do not want him buck dancing. I don't want it. I told you. I've been watching wrestling too long. And for us, we get these coon gimmicks so easy because it seems to be a cop out. It's like when we don't know how to book black people, we tell them get the shucking and jiving, and then we get the shucking and jiving. I don't want to see it. I do not want to see it with this young man. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like I want this young man to be great, but I don't want him to be buck dancing somewhere. So Brian wins. He chokes him out. So after that, Brian gets on there. He said, I showed him violence. I told him, I wanted to see the violence out of him and all that. But now, this is not about Lee. This is about Moxley. Moxley, you must come out here and answer my question. Will you tag with me? Moxley comes out. Moxley comes in the ring. And he cuts this promo and said, I used to be just like Lee. I used to be a kid like him and all these other kids in the back. I used to be poor. I used to want to try to wrestle you. Matter of fact, I remember wrestling you way back in the day. You relate to the fight due to weather, but you came out there, and I said I want to destroy the American Dragon known as Bryan Danielson. Make a long story short, he pretty much said, "Now, is my answer yes or no?" I'm not even gonna say that. Before I tag with you, I want to bleed with you. Now, the ball is in your court. And he just left him and walked out. Decent promo. We get this matchup at Revolution. Brian versus Moxley. This, I think, will be the opener. If you're going to open the show, you open the show with Moxley and Brian. This, to me, it feels like this should be the opener. I don't want one of the I don't want the ladder match to be opener. I don't want that. The ladder match should be somewhere in the middle. This should be your opener. I think this is going to be the opener. It wouldn't shock me if it's not, but I feel like this should be the opener. This should be what gets everybody caught up. Let Brian and Moxley go and give us a 20-minute, Matt Classic. You know what I'm saying? But that's that. So then right after that, Keith Lee cut his promo. Keith Lee said, "Hey, I'm here. I did what I had to do. I took care of step one. Step one was to get my feet get my feet wet. Step two is now to become the face of the Revolution ladder match. And that's here. And then eventually get my hands on the TNT title." Right to the point, he said what he had to say. My man Keith Lee is getting ready to go places. Name of the game is you don't change him. Keith Lee has his character. Keith Lee has charisma. That's him. Keith Lee reminds me of a professor. I don't know why I get those vibes from him. He reminds me of an English professor. He reminds me of somebody who is what was the word I'm looking for? Somebody that is like, he's very intelligent. He speaks as if he knows what he's talking about. But the problem is, if you get in his face, he will destroy you. Keith Lee is on his way. Right to the point. Excellent. Now we get the second matchup. Warlow versus Max Caster. Second matchup to enter the Revolution qualifier match. Best part of this match was Max Caster coming out. Him and Anthony Bowens. Said what he had to say. Right to the point. Like I said, man, I love these cats, man. I can't wait to see them become the AEW Tag Team Champions. Now, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about the Acclaim. Now, when it comes to us being goofy, this is the goofy that I'm fine with. They ain't buck dancing. I've seen some clown, last year sometimes. Was it last year? Yeah. They was talking about the Acclaim. They said that the Acclaim was a minstrel. I said, you must don't know who the New Day are. You must really don't know who the New Day is if you had the nerve to say that the Acclaim were a minstrel. No, the Acclaim are goofy, but they ain't on coon mode like how those fools are over there. Just call it for what it is. They not. Max Caster basically went out here and got destroyed. They tried to cheat with the chain. It didn't work. Warlow laid him out. You had Sean Spears out there with the chair. And now Warlow came out to a huge babyface pop. I told you, listen, I'm ready to see this young man turn into a babyface. I can't wait. We just gotta play it along. We gotta play along right now. Now I know Keith Lee running around here talking about he gonna win this thing. I don't want to see him win it because we already know Andrade is about to take that TNT title off of Sammy's hands. So that means that if Keith Lee wins, you know it's an automatic L. I don't even want Keith Lee winning this match. The person who needs to win this match is Warlow. Why? Because this plays into the whole storyline about what did MJF say? You qualify for this match. This means you guarantee me a TNT title shot. Well, this is when Warlow could say, no, screw that. This is for me. Look, I'm in this match. It wasn't MJF versus Max Caster. It was Warlow versus Max Caster. Not you. This is when you can start going the route of him doing his own thing. Caster got destroyed. Warlow beat the brakes off of him. You know, what else do you expect? So after that, Caster started beating the brakes off of, not Caster, Sean Spears started beating the brakes off of Anthony Bowens and Caster with the chair and all that. And Warlow looked at him and said, bro, I didn't beat him with the 50,000 power bombs. I beat him already. You don't have to keep trying to come in here acting like you own something. You ain't on nothing. And you're right, he ain't on anything. So when my man snap, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be great. And I can't wait. So, let's see. Because right here we got a couple promo segments. So backstage we have Dr. Britt Baker with Mercedes and Jamie Hayter, Rebel, and now I don't watch it. I did watch Karate Kid back in the day, but I didn't know who this clown was. I'm like, who this fool is that randomly just walked up to Britt and didn't realize that this is the Karate Kid stuff. Dude name is John Kreese from Cobra Kai or something like that. And Mercedes said something about the murder of a female dog and all this crazy stuff. And it's because it's based on the no DQ match with Thunder Rosa later on. But like I said, I really didn't know who the dude was until everybody said, yo, that's homeboy from Cobra Kai. I'm like, oh, okay. That's fine. So then after that, we get Tony Schiavone. Let's see. Yeah, so all this is together. Okay, yeah, so we got Tony Schiavone in the ring, calls out Hangman. Hangman comes out. Tony Schiavone asks him what's next on the plate and all this, and then Adam Cole comes out. And he didn't really get no words out. Adam Cole comes out. He said, hey, what's up, man? I'm glad to see you. You know, we were good guys back at the Bullet Club and all of this. Hey, and one day when me and you tangle up for that thing, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be great. But unfortunately, every time when you and me are on the same show, everybody just remembers you as the old, you know, as the other Adam. So then that's when Heyman was like, all right, he ready to start beating the brakes off. He said, oh, calm down, calm. He even mentioned the fact that, you know, the Young Bucks don't even talk about you no more. And the fact that ain't you associated with the Dark Order? Like, you don't even associate with them no more. Like, what the heck is going on? So that kind of like ticked him off. So he said, hey, calm down, man. Listen, look, I ain't trying to, you know, we're not even in fighting gear right now. Let's let bygones be bygones. You shake my hand, I shake yours, we go our separate ways, right? Just like the goofy baby face always does. He shook his hand. You know not to trust Adam Cole. He shook his hand. And Adam Cole left. He looking at the man. And who come out the woodwork? They call themselves Red Dragon. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come out the woodwork. And they lay that man out. They jump him. They beat the brakes. So then Adam Cole hop back in the ring. So now it's 3-on-1, right? Then that's when the Dark Order members come out and the security guards folk come out. Now, one security guard dude actually caught my eye, and I kind of felt real bad for him. Y'all know my man who stays on Dark. He'd have been on Dynamite a couple of times. My man has not won a singles match. Homeboy record is like 0 to like 70 something. I mean, even Sean Dean got like a couple of wins on Dark, and I mean, he even beat MJF, which he really didn't, but that's what they saying. I'm talking about that dude Baron Black. Baron Black is now a AEW security guard. I'm like, that's not what he signed up for. He didn't sign up to be a AEW security guard. I said, man, that's talk about falling from grace. I said, man, he didn't even do nothing. And now he's an AEW security. I caught that. I'm looking. I'm like, ain't nobody really talk about it. But I'm like, yo, that's Baron Black. That's the homie that stay losing on Dark 24/7. They don't even let the man get a win. He stay losing on Dark. That's crazy. Now he's an AEW security guard out there. I was like, dang, that's messed up. That is messed up. It is what it is, but so then we get a little promo from Darby. Talked about, he said wrestling Sammy is like therapy to him. They said no matter where they go, him and Sammy always tear it up. They destroy each other, and he said tonight is going to be his night or something like that. So now we get this match. Now, I'm not going to lie with y'all. I really wasn't thinking that this match was going to be good, because y'all know how I feel about tag team matches. For me, tag team matches are hit and miss. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Santana and Ortiz was a very good tag team match. It was very good. I mean, I'm watching this and I'm peeping everything. So while the match is going on, Eddie Kingston comes out the woodwork. He's back. And he's ringside. And he's watching his boys. He's watching the match carefully. But then Jericho had to get his hands on Eddie Kingston. And this way, being caught up by that, this allowed Proud and Powerful to get the victory over them. Now, obviously, this ain't over. So, obviously, this is the match we getting. We getting Kingston versus Jericho. You might as well pencil that in because it's happening at Revolution. But outside of that, this was a very good tag team match. I liked it. I was cool with it. The right team went over. Jericho didn't need to win. So, that's that. So, now we got a backstage segment. We got Red Dragon, Young Bucks, and Adam Cole. Now, the Bucks, let me tell you something. I call the Young Bucks clowns, but let me tell you something. The Young Bucks, some people say that the Young Bucks don't know how to tell stories. They do. They do it best with their facial expressions, especially when they with somebody that they feeling that's either doing them wrong or got them caught up on some kind of situation. Man, let me tell you something. They was standing there listening to Adam Cole, and they looked disgusted. They look like they've been betrayed. So they brought up the fact that, well, since this new triple threat tag team conference things just started, we got an opportunity to be in it. And then the Red Dragon folk, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish was like, yeah, we got an opportunity to be in it too. Maybe we win one and maybe you guys win the other. Then they started talking about, and they said, first of all, they say, wait, now, where the heck you been at? We ain't seen you, Kyle, forever. He said, I don't know. Maybe because I just gave first to my kid or something like that. And then Matt was like, I don't know, it was Matt and Nick. They said, well, I got 2. And then Nick was like, hey, I got 3. And then it was like, hey, man, that's beautiful. That's all good. We all got, they said, y'all got great kids or something like this. It was goofy. It was real. It was funny. It was funny how they said it. But they was clowning and everything. So after, all of that, Red Dragon walked their way. Young Bucks walked their way. Adam Cole was standing there looking like, man, like what the heck, what did I just do? And then Brandon Cutler on camera talked about, hey, Adam Cole, how do you feel? He told him to shut up. So obviously, there's some kind of conflict going on. There's some conflict. That might be the triple threat. The triple threat might be Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. That's what I think the triple threat's going to be. Based off of that right there. Now, it could possibly be that you throw Proud and Powerful in there. Sorry about that. I knocked the microphone over. But it's a possibility that you could, throw. So they can do anything. But like I said, for me, I still think that TK is still trying to sneak everybody on the card, which you don't have to do. Because we already know. everybody in the mama know that Jay's gonna be on the buy-in. Let's just call it for what it is. Jay put the TBS title is on the buy-in. It's on the buy-in. I'm telling you right now. Whoever she plans on going against is on the buy-in. So now we got the no DQ, Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez. Now you got my man from Cobra Kai sitting ringside. And he told Britt that if she doesn't follow suit, that if she does not take out Thunder, you know exactly what to do. Mercedes comes out. Now, Thunder Rosa, let me tell you something. Thunder Rosa is getting over with her different outfits. She's getting over. One week she looking like she then left X-Men looking like Wolverine. This week, just because of what she said, because of what Mercedes said, she was dressed up like my girl Uma Thurman from the movie Kill Bill. I said, look at that. I caught it right away. I said, man, look at her. She dressed up like Kill Bill. But see, that's character development. Kudos to Miss Thunder Rosa. I think I like this matchup better than the first one. Now, there were a couple of almost botches that took place to this, like with the table that didn't break. Then Melissa on the rope, turnbuckle, they ain't slip. But the one thing is, even though they kind of was helping each other along the way, they still was able to put on a hardcore match. See, the one thing I got to give AEW, when it comes to putting on these hardcore matches, sometimes, like I said, they could be hit or miss, but when they do it, it's like, okay, they showing that everybody know how to take bumps. And the one thing about the ladies in AEW, they can take some serious bumps. Thunder and Mercedes, man, I know they backs is hurting. I know they sitting in a pile of ice right now. I know they are. But they tore each other up. With all the foolishness going on outside the ring, Thunder Rosa ends up winning. Now, after that, this is when she went over there. Britt went over there to the dude and said, you know what you need to do. Thunder, Jamie, Rebel hop in the ring, right? Now before I get to that, Mercedes and Thunder. Now, kudos to Thunder. Thunder, even though the girl tried to end her career, Thunder showed Mercedes nothing but respect. She took a bow. She picked her up as a sign of respect. As if I respect you. You are my opponent and I respect you. That was kudos to her. So after that, that's when they came in the ring. They jumped Thunder. And Mercedes, they gave her the pipe. Finish it. Get rid of it. And she was hesitant. That's when Jamie laid her out and she started jumping her. So now, here is the thing. I was going for Thunder versus Britt at Revolution. Now it's a possibility that we getting 2-on-2. We're getting Thunder and Mercedes versus Britt and Jamie at Revolution. So that tells me that Britt is not defending the title. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, well, ain't you supposed to defend the title at the pay-per-view at least? So we getting another tag team match. So let me guess. This is more than likely. The show gonna have at least about 3 tag team matches on it. That's what it feel like. It feel like we're gonna have 3. Like, and that there you and then, like I said, not alone, we already got the ladder match. So that's one multi-man match. We got the triple threat tag team match. Then we got the triple threat for the TNT title match, which I'll get to when I get to the main event spot. Then, like I said, this may be a tag team match. So this is what I say. When I say that TK always goes out his way to somehow put everybody on the show, I'm like, you don't have to. Like, I do not need a show with 50 million multi-man matches. When we got 50 million multi-man matches, I kind of be like, you know, it is what it is. This is the stuff that I don't like. I will always have a problem with it. I don't care if people say I'm nitpicking. I'm being honest with you. I just don't. That's not my style. That ain't my style of tea. That's not how it works. It's not my cup of tea, for real. But that's what it's looking like it's going to be. That's what it's looking like. So, now, after that, we got some little vignette. Now, if y'all been peeping the game, Malachi Black's, ever since he got hit in the eye, it seems like that this situation is starting to grow all over his face. So it ain't just the eye now. It's like it's just going everywhere. So now him and Brody King are sitting at the crib. They playing with tarot cards and all this satanic stuff, right? Then they mention somebody else from the join the pack, and the history gonna be made. And then we get a glimpse of some other new clown joining them. Now there's speculation that that new clown that's joining them is Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews. It used to be Buddy Murphy, but it's Buddy Matthews. If he comes, fine. That's fine. Like I said, man. I look. If you bring these cats on, fine. But like I said, I think we need to be focusing more on getting more of the ladies on here, cause we starting to fluctuate. So many of these clowns is coming through. We got Jeff Hardy coming through. You already know Wyndham is around the corner. But it is what it is, man. So obviously they having a matchup next week. It's gonna be those two versus Penta and Pac. Now, obviously, this is when if he plans on showing up, this is when Buddy Matthews is going to debut. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? Then we get a little vignette. It's already been discussed that Jay White will be facing Trent Beretta on Rampage. Jay White got an opportunity to cut his promo. Now, I've heard him speak, but I really never heard the accent. My man got a heavy accent. He sounded like he I don't know if he's Scottish or he's British or something, but he got an accent. Now, for some reason, I must ain't never picked it up when I was looking at him on the other shows. But decent promo. He talked about he want to be the leader of the Bullet Club and all this crazy stuff, and he gonna destroy Trent Beretta when he get the opportunity. Yeah, he right. Trent Beretta finna get jumped. Trent Beretta's finna get beat down. So that's that. So now we get to the main event: Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. When these two get in the ring, it's just something about when you got chemistry with somebody that you done had. Your match always gonna bang. It's always gonna bang, and it started off slow, but as time went on, the match picked up. Now, I'm just gonna talk about the whole point of everything that we need to get to. Andrade's assistant Jose came out to woodwork trying to cause a distraction. Sting was right there. He called us behind and threw him. Meanwhile, this was also able to have Andrade sneak out the woodwork, whack Darby Allin in the head with the tablet, laid him out good. Sammy was knocked out because he didn't know what was going on. He wake up and he looked. He's like, why this fool hunched over? Why this cat? Why is he hunched over? He's like, oh well, got him. He did the go to vlog or whatever it is. Match over with. But like I said, these cats, I'm telling you, they be doing some of the most craziest stuff. Even the part in the match where Darby looked at the camera and the man said, yo, I'm crazy. Yeah, he right. He is crazy. He absolutely right. Because they be doing all this silly stuff and everything. So, obviously, after that, right, he gets the victory. 1, 2, 3. Then, that's when Matt come out the woodwork. Those two, they hop in the ring. Matt start beating the brakes off of Darby, beating the brakes off of Sammy and all this, and so obviously they're going to be a tag team match next week. It's going to be Matt and Andrade versus Sammy and Darby. This is what's going to lead to the triple threat, which is more than likely going to take place at Rampage, and I'm rolling with Andrade to win that match when it happens. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I talked about it, and like I said, this is a very decent episode of Dynamite. A lot of people said this was an excellent episode. I'm not finna go that far. Last week was excellent. This week, it was only decent. Decent means it's a good show. It's not great. It's decent. I'm not finna be all shilling like that. Now, like I said, the Cody Rhodes situation may have played a huge role because, like I said, now the speculation about him possibly running over to the E, it's got everybody interested. See, here's the one thing: Cody might be a buck dancing clown. When I say that, I'm clowning right now. He might be a clown to the highest order. But let me tell you something: Cody Rhodes is a excellent marketing genius. Why? Because he got every fool in the IWC splitting their wig over. Now, I wasn't splitting my wig over, but just seeing fools having a meltdown. People online crying. People talk about, I'm done with Tony Khan. I'm done with AEW. I'm finna watch WWE now because Cody. I'm like, when y'all the same fools that was hating Cody and how y'all love him because he run into the E? Listen, Cody could be playing the game. He could be really playing the serious game. Because, see, now the word got out that Brandy ain't going with him. She want to do her own thing. It's just Cody that WWE's interested in. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very. But like, ladies and gentlemen, that is my review. Like I said, Revolution is 2 weeks away. I'm mutual on the show. I'm watching. Trust me. AEW is the one show where I don't mind spending $50. Even though I may not be as pumped for the show as they can get me to be, but I'm still paying that $50. So, that's that. What do y'all think? Did y'all like the show? Did y'all think the show was... Did we have back-to-back great episodes like last week? Last week was a knockout the park. This week, they won. And when I say win, I mean it was a good episode. It was decent. But still, it had some issues, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's that. And where the heck was Jade at? No Jade, right? You don't let Jade cut no promo about what she's possibly going to do coming at Revolution. You can say that you can have her say, I'm going to have a, an open challenge at Revolution. Anybody could come out and wrestle me. I don't give a care who they are. I'm going to come out and I'm going to stand in the ring and I'm going to wait to see who's going to wrestle me. You can stir it up. I don't know. We didn't got nothing. We hit, they told us what's going to transpire on Rampage. The professor, Miss Serena Deeb, is going against the Beat the Rookie 5-minute contest or whatever. So she going against some rookie on Rampage. But obviously that's the show. So y'all know what to do. Hit the comment section up. It's your boy Caseyville, King Self for Life. I'm gone.